So, hello, I'm going to be doing a podcast on how does growing up in the digital age actually affect children and adolescents' social skill development. For this, you're gonna need some background information on why it's actually an important thing to look at. It's because Ofcom have actually found that at the minute, 97% of children aged 3 to 17 have access to the internet, or as you can see by the graph, mobile phone by the age of 17, which is pretty much everyone. And if everyone has these things, then it affects everyone, and therefore is important to research. For over 35% of children aged 8 to 17 feel that. So, some key aspects of social skills. So, well, social skills is the ability to present yourself socially with other people and learn about them, bond, connect, and it has a few different layers underpinning it, which have layers underpinning them themselves. So let's get to it. Underpinning social skills, you've got conflict resolution and negotiations, which, as you can see, has things to develop, such as dealing with criticism and feedback, compromise and meditation skills, problem solving in social situations. You've got manners and etiquette. Obviously, you've got to learn how to be respectful. You've got to be aware of culture and respecting boundaries. You've also got teamwork and collaboration, which can be learnt, such as the leadership and respecting different perspectives and cooperation. Interpersonal skills, such as empathy, which is an important one to develop, and building and maintaining relationships and adaptability in social situations. Emotional intelligence, which comes with self-awareness, which is the ability to understand yourself. Self-regulation, which is the ability to regulate and control your emotions. Social awareness and relationship management. And last but not least, communication skills. Obviously, you want to be able to develop yourself verbally and non-verbally, obviously, with expressions and active listening and public speaking and presentation skills, as like now. Okay, I've got some benefits of digital technology, social skill development. One benefit will be the possibility for improved friendships. Obviously, connectivity, because of the fact that you'll be able to connect to your friends even when you're not around them, when you're at home. Um, as it says, it's instant. It enables an instant communication even when you're not even near each other. So you can experiences and you find out a lot about a person simply just from the games that they play and stuff, for example, and the way that they act on those games. That you develop the right friendships with the right people simply just from that. You find out a lot about a person, which is obviously a benefit because then you end up with more friends that are actually more to the type of friends that you actually want. Then you've got more choice in the type of friends that you can actually have. And it's easier to connect to all these kinds of people all at once. You've got cross-cultural interactions, which in essence is just the ability to cross paths with people from different cultures, and then you'll learn all their viewpoints, and you'd be able to see how they see things, and in turn develop more social skills and develop yourself as a character because you may even take part of their culture and become um, multicultural. You've got like opportunities for collaborative learning, such as like using Zoom and um, Google Classroom. And you've also got accessibility for diverse needs. So for people with particularly with social anxiety or any physical disability where they couldn't engage in a physical group activity like football, for example, they can still engage online. For social anxiety, yeah, fair enough, it can help, but arguably there's a point where if you don't subject someone to any kind of uncomfortable situation socially, they are going to always be socially anxious. So that point could be argued. Another page worth of potential benefits, as I've got 2 pages worth of potential negatives. So we've got the exposure to different communication styles. So teenagers will adapt to various social situations by engaging with formal and casual communication styles. So, for example, if you're learning to switch between academic and informal languages, you can do that online, as by using Zoom or also by playing games. So you can help develop these different personas. You've got obviously, as well as that, improved digital literacy and communication, because using these platforms will enhance skills like clear communication, problem solving, and digital etiquette, which is good for workplaces. Um, there's also opportunities for mental health resources and peer support. It's a lot more comfortable online to talk to your friends, and I think a lot of people do find comfort in doing that and not having to see someone eye to eye. And also, I did a little bit of research, and a thesis from the Georgian State Uni found a significant relationship between online gaming and the development of teamwork qualities, which makes a lot of sense because you have to work as a team on most of these games. So these will develop and transcend into normal life. Now I'm going to actually move on to the negatives of digital technology for social skill development.
Yeah.
Trying There is potential for decline in face-to-face communication. This is pretty obvious. You could see this just looking around. As
Power
children
off.
spend more time on devices, there's a noticeable decline in face-to-face communication. If we're relying on texting, it means you're just going to have less real world practice, and your interactions in witnessing eye contact, tone of voice, and body language, you're not gonna see these things quite as often, and you're not going to learn what everything means, and you will struggle if all you're doing is spend time on your devices, smartphones, iPhones, iPads, and not spend enough time in face to face. Social anxiety is like a fear, a struggle to socialize and express yourself properly. Like it's being uncomfortable in social scenarios, and the only way to deal with that is to be in those. And digital technology is a good way of remaining comfortable and avoiding that. So yeah, that could be a big issue. And cyberbullying, of course. According to Pew Research, I um read this survey that 59% of teens reported having experienced some form of online bullying, which is obviously not going to be good for self-esteem, um, anything at all, really. Be good for your social skill development. You could develop an unrealistic view on people that there are a lot more bullies just because people feel more comfortable bullying when they're online. Here's a few more negatives. I looked at a study by Laura Pandiotto, and it denoted that hyperconnectivity in modern day can lead to a specific type of loneliness, and it was called extended loneliness. It's kind of where even when you're connected online, it's the need for a deeper relationship. In 2019, a psychological science study found that children who spent 4+ hours daily on screen showed lower empathy levels. Digital communication lacks emotional depth because there's no body language, tone, or facial expressions, which makes it harder to develop empathy or actually apply any emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is basically being able to understand your own emotions and other people's emotions around you. And the more you are distracted, then less likely you are to be able to deal with your own. Um, Also, decreased ability to handle conflict or heated discussions and impaired social decision making. So, to conclude, uh, it's obvious that there's both positives and negatives, and for digital technology in the future, and it's important to recognize that it is a tool and its impact is directly proportional to the way it is used. Moderation and mindfulness will promote social development and awareness of different cultural differences. And it comes down to inevitably how it is used. So, yeah, thanks for listening.